I actually started when I was really young working for the company. I was about 14. I'm naturally a very curious person anyway. I love sort of working things out and puzzles and that sort of thing, and you sort of really get stuck into cases. Generally it's a nice thing for us to be taken seriously, you know, people to already sort of respect us or, you know, trust us with their case. Am I being really stupid or does this not fit? Look at it, see? Tiny hole, big hole. We just don't appear as a threat, and no one would jump to the conclusion that we're a private detective. So, no, obviously, just being young in itself is a really good tool. Emily's very good at being ditzy, which is not supposed to sound nasty, but I mean, she'll happily say it herself, and she loves playing on it.
The gin is for us to get drunk. No, it's not really. It's so that we smell of alcohol.
I was so naive. I never knew that people would ever need a private investigator for anything. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing it. So people don't tend to look at us as though they don't suspect us, because we are young girls and we're enjoying ourselves. So it doesn't look like we're actually doing a job. I've had to pretend to be people that I'm not, which sort of suits me. Sometimes people can get quite volatile. There's been a situation before where I've been having to film something. And it's sort of all kicked off, and I've had to sort of get out there as quick as I can.
We're going to catch him.
I got into the business through a friend. The company needed some help with an undercover job. A client rang us up. She was quite worried about the guy that her daughter was dating, and her daughter had just turned 16. So we started with doing a background check on him. Turned up quite a few things. One, that he was 3 years older than he said he was, that he had 3 other girlfriends, that he was involved in some quite dodgy circles. I had a sort of fake persona, and I ended up sort of talking to this guy and ended up going on a couple of dates with him. We then put a bug on the client's daughter's computer so that we could monitor what he was telling her to do, because they were very worried about how safe she was with him and what he was telling her to do. She'd actually ended up in hospital a couple of times because he wasn't stopping her doing certain things. She overdosed a couple of times and was self-harming, and he was behind some of that. We managed to engineer a meeting where she could meet him and see that he was with my fake persona, and that she could be presented with all this information, background checks, and how he'd lied to her. If we're ever in a situation where it's not safe for perhaps myself or one of the other young female investigators to be on their own, somebody would always come with us. You know, Nigel tends to oversee a lot of things.
You ready? Well, tough. Be ready.
Follow that taxi. The client is an association of taxi drivers, but it's actually illegal for a private hire vehicle, which is, the difference is a taxi's got the light on the top and the private hire vehicle doesn't. And sometimes they'll say sort of like no booking, no ride on the side, that sort of thing. And it's those that we're going to try and be picked up by tonight.
Ready?
Yeah.
Just going to go and pick them up so we know exactly where they are. And know they're safe, which is an important thing.
But we're supposed to be getting a lift with someone, and we're not sure. But how much would it be? Can we go on a meter? Is that right?
Could you have money up front?
I've got money. Do you want to see it?
I suppose one of the downsides is the noise. You put any group of teenagers together, and you've got a group of people who can all talk at the same time, still understand each other, but nobody else can, and the noise level just goes up and up and up. No, I'll stay where you are. Okay, how about just one of you tell me where you are?
We got in the taxi, and he picked us up no problem. And then as we got out to say, oh sorry, our friends picking us up in the end, some other guys came into the taxi and asked to have a lift somewhere, and he just picked them up.
And we got a photo of it as well. So that's 4 straight 5 successfuls. And he was about 40-ish?
Yeah, balding. Bald patch.
Balding.
Really sweet though, bless him.
Yeah, you do very quickly, come across things that most people that are age don't even know that goes on, actually, to be honest.
How desperate people can get, and they need proof to to get the answers that they need, and I just never really knew that these companies were used as half as much as they are.
We all get on really well together. We spend so much time together that we kind of have to, but I think even if we didn't, we would.